Hi y'all, this is So Blessed. Welcome to the Blessed Place. How y'all doing? I'm around here cleaning up, watching Sports Center, watching CNN News, playing solitaire, doing laundry. I'm just doing a little bit of everything, and out also praying, just talking to the Lord. And I thought about doing this video, and I was like, no, I am not going to get on there and tell those people my business. But I'm like, okay, did you share practically everything else with them, and you share all your blessings, with them, and when everything is all good, so don't be fake about it or whatever when you're also having a hard time, because you're very kind of private and proudful. That sometimes you don't want to share when you're having a hard time, especially when you are so blessed. But I was like, no, I love my people. I love my people here in the Blessed Place, and I love the realness that we share with each other, and I love that you appreciate my realness. So I was like, girl, turn on the camera and tell those people your business. You were just almost crying. But I was just sitting here. I just paid my cell phone bill. Me and my husband's, we're on the same plan, so I paid our cell phone bill. And before I paid the cell phone bill, I'm sitting here like, well, yesterday my husband and I, we went out and we paid the energy bill at our church. And I believe everybody in the Blessed Place already know that my husband's a pastor. We have a little small church. Started out with 3 people. God bless. We're about around 30 to 40. We average about 30 to 40 people in service. God is blessing. That's in 2.5 years. But anyways, all these bills are just coming up. It's like the rent is due at the church, the light bill, energy bills due at the church. Here at our house, our light bill is due. Our truck payment is due. Our phone bills due. Not to mention all other kinds of bills. I mean, our house payment is due. Just all of this due is coming up, and I'm sure, like you, trying to figure out who to pay, how to rob Peter to pay Paul. Anybody heard that saying? I grew up with that saying, robbing Peter to pay Paul. Poor Paul, he always getting robbed. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. No, poor Peter, he always getting robbed to pay Paul. Anyways, but so I'm just sitting here just thinking about all of these bills that are coming up, and it's just overwhelming. And I was like, okay, we got to pay the bill at the church. We can't have church folks sitting up there in the dark. And so now here it is. Our phone bill is due and our light bill is due, and I'm trying to decide which one to pay. Well, I pay our phone bill because I don't know. Just as a pastor, with my husband being a pastor, I like to ensure that our people have access to communicate back and forth with him, and so my husband and I can also communicate. So now it's like, okay, the light bill is due. Now, we're trying to come up with some money for the light bill. And I was just sitting here, on this, I was starting to get overwhelmed, and my tears are, my eyes are starting to fill up with tears. And I'm just getting overwhelmed by all of this just due, not having enough money at the end of the month. And like I said, I'm watching TV and I'm watching CNN News, and I started thinking about these people who are in tragedy. The bereaved families, the families who, the Arizona shooting, you got the Congresswoman Gifford, fighting for her life. You got the young 9-year-old girl who was killed. I mean, she was just going to a little rally, and here it is, she's gone, 9 years old. Her life has been cut off. There was some judge that was killed, and I know the highlight is on those shootings there in Arizona, but around the world, people are suffering. There are families that are bereaved, and I'm sitting here worried about the light bill, the truck payment, the cell phone bill. And yeah, I know our worries are our worries, and not to say because there are so many other worries in the world that we shouldn't worry about our own, problems. But sometimes that stuff just put things into perspective. I mean, I know those people who have lost their homes, who have lost their spouses, they lost their children, who have lost their mother, their father. I mean, I listen to people like Juanita, who says that she misses her mom here on YouTube. I listen to Gigi, who talks about how she misses her mom. People who have lost, family members who are going through things. And here it is, my mom is just 15-20 minutes down the road. We have a great relationship, and I just start thinking about all of this stuff and how blessed, how really so blessed I am, in spite of the fact that I'm trying to figure out how to pay his light bill, and but I still have a home, a beautiful home. Still have 2 vehicles, still have health, strength. And then I thought about something. My husband, like I said, he's a pastor, and I thought about something that he said when he was preaching one Sunday. I don't know if it was this past Sunday or some other time, but he was just saying, if you have God and you lose everything else, you've got enough. You've got more than enough to start over. And I just, just thinking about that and thinking about the news that I'm seeing on CNN, and I just started rejoicing and praising God for what I do have. And we're going to come up with some money, to pay this light bill, but for some reason we don't. I got plenty of candles around here. So I just wanted to share that, because I know somebody is going through. Somebody is listening to me right now, smiling or nodding their head or crying or trying to keep from crying, because you're saying, Deidre, you are speaking to me. Deidre, how do you know my situation? Deidre, I can identify. And if I can just bless your heart and let you know that although our worries are our worries, and sometimes we can't help worrying about those things that are just not going according to how we think they should go. But if we just get outside of that and just start thanking God for what we do have, our health, our strength, or like my mom says, old people say, like a portion of health. Maybe you don't have 100% health, but you got a portion of your health and a portion of your strength. You have your family, you have your mom, your dad, your children, you have your spouse, your mate, you have a job, you have income, you have lights, you have water, you have a shelter, you have clothing, you have food. You have more than enough, and you have a lot to be thankful for. And I have a lot to be thankful for, in spite of all of these bills and yet not enough money. I am so blessed. And it's not just me. If you are listening to me, you are so blessed, because that means you can hear me. That means perhaps you can see me. That means you can understand. You don't have cognitive issues. You have a lot. I have a lot. We have a lot to be thankful for. And let's not worry so much about what we don't have. Because I often think about, I'm sure those people who are in a bereaved situation, who are longing for their loved one, who are fighting for their lives, would trade places with us any day. All right, love y'all. Y'all be blessed.